The story of The Lion, the Unicorn, and Me is the story of the animal community who decide that there must be a representative to escort Mary to the manger for the nativity. So an angel organizes the whole shebang, and the animal community has elected a lion, a unicorn, and a donkey as their possible contestants. All of our performers show up in the first act as regular people, like perhaps people that we would see in the real world, and then they magically become these animals for this parade of different creatures that are all applying for the same position. Doing costume design for a show like this gives us a chance to do a lot of really interesting things that we don't often get to do in a standard opera. For instance, there are puppets. It's designed towards children, so we get a chance to have a lot of fun. The starting point came from the children's book. It has a lot of really beautiful illustrations in it, and I used that for a lot of inspiration. I figured it's a show marketed towards kids. We need to make it really lush and really vivid. I was thinking about things that I would want to see as a kid, things that would captivate my attention. The main characters are the lion, the unicorn, and the donkey, of course, and they all have really specific looks. The unicorn I took straight off of runway fashion and put in a little bit of Lady Gaga, but also a little bit of vintage Adam Ant. She has a mohawk as her mane. Her horn is made out of her hair that's twisted up into a wire, and there's glitter and gold all over her. Contrasting with her is the lion, who is very regal, but he's very wild at the same time. So he has lots of manipulated animal prints and furs and really dense bullion gold. To contrast with both of them is the donkey, who is kind of like the janitor in this whole scenario. His tail is made out of a mop. He's really sad looking. He's got distressed coveralls, and his palette is much more neutral and much more donkey-like. Once you figure out who the artist is, you can tailor things to them. Like, for instance, Solomon Howard is our lion, and he's a very tall, very regally carried gentleman. So I took my inspiration for the lion being in a uniform from his own regal posture. Some unique things about the puppets for the show is that they're mostly made out of soft parts. So unlike some different styles of puppetry, most of the animals' bodies are made up of fabric draped over their human operators. For instance, the camel, his two humps are made up of his operators inside. Working with the team at WNO is amazing. They're fabulously talented artists, and they can turn a drawing into a reality in ways that are just stunning.
I took Eric's picture and I made a clay mold with this shape. And then I took the Vera form, which you see in here, and when you heat it up, it gets really soft and can be manipulated and molds and takes all these curves and shapes that the camel head is. And once it does get cool, it hardens, and it's really hard and sturdy, and covered it with fabric, and then attached the broomstick and added personality to it with eyes and hair and ears.
The lizard hat that we're working on right now has a mohawk that gives the impression of the spines of an iguana. That motif is continued down into his tail, which you'll see in the show. And these big headphones that are situated on his head are going to be his eyes. So they're made out of headphones like you would see someone wearing out on the street, but they've got an imaginative turn on them. I wanted there to be a sense of inspiration from the regular world, so that a kid can come see the show and see these really imaginative things and then go out in their real world and think about that guy on the bus that could totally be a hippopotamus. When kids come to see this show, I hope that they're blown away by just the cool things that are on stage. But more importantly, I hope that they really get the message that it doesn't matter where you come from or what you do, it's how you do it. And perseverance is key.